what is your first reaction towards these detentions?
My first reaction is that I'm very happy that they finally found some people. I'm a bit concerned though because there seems to be a fourth suspect that was not arrested yet. Um, I'm being told that they seem to be all from the same background and or family or community. Um, I think also that I was told that they had a criminal past. So I really believe it's a good thing that they arrested them finally.
And this fourth suspect is, do you have any clues towards who she who it is?
It was so dark, Marco, in the parking lot with where my husband got attacked. Um, and the guys, what they did is they put their shirt over their nose
Yeah.
before they attacked him. Um, mind you, it would be easy, possibly, for my husband to recognize voices, but he is not able to talk. Right now, he can only mumble, as he is probably for 8 to 12, or I don't know how many weeks he's going to be like this, eating only from liquids. Uh, Possibly with the voice, he would be able to recognize the attackers who, by the way, attacked him to kill him. The only reason why he's left alive is because they got disturbed by a passerby, because they would have attacked until they would have killed him.
And how is the recovery process ongoing? It's really hard, I believe, on you and your family.
It's hard is not a strong enough word to describe it. He's on heavy medication. The pain is incredible. Everything is fractured. The two orbits, the upper jaw, the nose, everything in his face from his, you can see his eye, red, everything down, completely fractured. Every face, every bone is fractured. So I don't know if they used some metal stuff to punch him, but and the rest of his body is full of bruises. So he's under medication and morphine every 4 hours. We had to increase the intake because the pain is too strong. Um, we don't even know if there's going to be permanent damage. We're It's like a bad dream we're living through. We don't know what's next. He's going to be off work for we don't know how long. Uh, I have to take care of him. Our daughters are under great trauma. I mean, they saw their father arriving covered in blood, coming back on the ship where we had absolutely no help at all. The doctor on the ship, the only thing she wanted to do is get rid of us. And then the security officer who called the police, when the police from Riba arrived, they said it would be very hard to press charges because we were not living there and we were not there. And they kind of, everybody was not interested in helping. Then the security guy from the cruise ship told us that they had 3,800 other passengers to take care of and that we had to hurry to get off the ship. So we we had to hurry up upstairs and empty the two cabins we had been paying for and got off the ship, and they basically left us on the pier with absolutely knowing if he was in danger of death. And the only thing they did is call a taxi, which we had to pay for, to get to the hospital. And in the taxi, the lady that was, representing Royal Caribbean said that we were by our own. It was our own responsibility to stay on the island. And what kind of hotel do you want? 3, 4, or 5 stars? And she was asking me these questions while I was in the van with my husband, not knowing if he was going to die from his injuries. It's unbelievable what happened. It's appalling. I was under total shock. The girls were, and then she left us at the entrance of the hospital with our luggages. And it's only because of Sabine who came to get us. And I called her, thank God she was there. She came to get us and get our girls for them to have a place to stay for the night. I spent the night in the hospital. In the hospital, there was nobody. It still took 3.5 hours to see a doctor. I don't think anybody took this very seriously at the beginning. And it was a shock to me that there was nobody to assist. Even when my husband got off from the parking lot to get to the pier, nobody from the pier, nobody from Royal Caribbean helped him. I had to go get him with a wheelchair at the entrance of the pier. And the only thing they asked is his card. And it's appalling what happened. It's incredible. No assistance whatsoever. Nothing. You're by your own completely. I don't know how he would have been able to get, to a hospital. Nobody was there to assist or to help, nor from the ship, nor from the port authorities, nor from the medical, the police. Nobody did anything. Even the policemen that came on board, they kind of said, well, good luck and goodbye. And they thought we would stay on the ship. But when the doctor on the ship said, oh, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to do, maybe you should, maybe you should stay on the island, maybe not, I don't know. You have to decide, it's your responsibility. I didn't want to take a chance. And I said, if there's a problem, we need immediate assistance. And we had to hunt for immediate assistance. We never got it. Marco, it's one thing to have an accident happen. It's another thing to realize that the aftermath of that accident, there's nobody there to assist you or to help you in any fashion whatsoever, or who don't care about the outcome. And they don't even ask the right questions as to know, is he all right? Is he going to die from these injuries? Or, oh, well, the taxi is going to cost you $50, and which hotel do you want us to pick for you? And you're by your own. It's incredible. And you're so much under a shock, Marco, that you just answers the questions and you listen. And all I wanted is to get him to a hospital to see if he was all right. And then at the hospital, which took 4 hours to get a CT scan, they told us, well, there's nothing we can do here on the island. We have to fly him to Colombia. And, trying to call the embassy or anybody else on December 26th at, 2 a.m., there was nothing we could do. And then I booked our flights, and I took there were 6 seats left on an American Airlines flight going to Montreal, passing through North Carolina. And I booked 5 of the 6 seats. And the doctor said, well, you can't book, until you know if he can fly. I said, well, if he can fly, you just told me you have to anyway send him to Colombia. If you can send him by airplane to Colombia, I'm sure he can fly then with the CT scan. She said, oh, well, yeah. So I said, well, sending him to Colombia is not going to help, is it? He's still going to have to transferred to our hospital in Canada. So I said, might as well go directly there. And I was in a mode of trying to get a solution against all humans who were trying to put, bars against any solution, or not even interested in helping. And we had, the next day of the attack, we had to call the police again. They wouldn't have called on us. They wouldn't have checked on us. We had to call them to report the incident. And we called at 7 a.m. They did come at 11:30. We pushed to get a deposition because we knew that if we would have left the island without that, we would have probably stayed with no news. And it's incredible as an experience from a human perspective. Again, the attackers is one thing. What's really worrisome is not only that these people are dangerous, but what's really worrisome is that you get absolutely no help or no assistance from anyone who don't give a flying flickaboo about what's happening to you. Regardless of where you are, who you are, your color, the language you speak, nobody seemed to care.
And you've been in contact with the police of Aruba, the detectives that are investigating the case. Have they reached out to you in this couple of days?
The first time I heard about them is yesterday at about 10:30 a.m. It's Ramon Amhem who called me. He said he had left me a message before, a day before, which I did not see, did not get. But he did reach out to me for the first time yesterday. Frankly, Marco, if it was not for the social media, and I must thank you also, if it was not for you, we would have been left in the dark, Marco. There was no information whatsoever from day one, nothing, zero. If it wouldn't have been from you and Sabine, who were kind enough to forward some information that you found out here and there. Listen, we were in the hospital for 4 days in a row. I didn't have time to report this or to. The only way we were able to get any sort of information was through you and Sabine. Nobody reached out to us, nor the police, nor Royal Caribbean to find out if we were doing okay. No one, nobody. We're hopeful, not only for our sake, but for the sake of Aruban, who have to live with these types of individual on a very small island with 100,000 people. This is not very safe to have these types of people around, and I understand they've been around for a little while. I was also told by an informant that they were supposedly, possibly linked to credit card frauds. I think, and between you and I think the police has a lot more reasons that we don't know about to go after these people, notwithstanding the fact that my husband got attacked. I think there's a second motive there, because they did take it seriously. And I think they took it seriously because there's a second reason for it, other than the attack. That's my feel. Let's put it this way.